A quick video just to give you a little help with scientific inquiry so you can see how this would be laid out. Your experiment may look different than mine. It really depends on how you organize it. This is how I organized this. There's a lot of confusion between scientific inquiry or an experiment versus observation. If you're not changing anything or measuring how something is being changed or affected by something else, you're just doing an observation. So if you're just watching somebody, asking them questions like, what is your favorite football team? That's an observation. You're just gathering information. An experiment changes something. And I used an example in class. If I put a mousetrap in my shed and I put different types of bait on there. So maybe I put peanut butter on one trap, and in the other trap I put cheese. And I see which trap gets me more mice. That's an experiment because I'm changing something. I'm changing what's the type of bait that I'm using. If, on the other hand, I just sit in my shed and I watch for mice, and every time I see a mouse, I write it down, I'm just gathering information. I'm not really seeing how something is being changed. And so the first thing you need to know is what is it you're going to change. And in this case, I'm going to have them, here's my question. Will watching a video about tasty foods make people hungrier? Well, my hypothesis or my guess is if people watch a video about tasty food, then people will become hungrier. So I do think it will happen. Notice I use the word if and then. These will help you organize your hypothesis. If I do this, then this will happen. It's my guess. If you can't do it in an if-then statement, you might have an observation. So I can't say if I ask people what their favorite football team is, then they will tell me it is whatever the team is. That's not really an experiment. Again, that's just an observation. So moving down here, the experiment. All I need to do my experiment is a video and a survey. That's it. I'm done. I go over here to procedure. Group A, I'm going to split them up into two groups. Let's say there's 10 people in each group, and they will watch a video and take a survey. Group B will only take the survey. They aren't going to watch the video. That's it. I'm done. I move on to the next part of the form. Make sure as you're doing your experiments and you're doing this stuff that you're reading this sheet that I handed out and made available to you that tell you how many questions do you need, what types of questions you can use, because that's going to be really important when you're creating your survey. Remember, the survey is the tool that we're using to measure this. We aren't putting as a responding variable a survey because we're not measuring how people answer the survey. We're using the survey to measure how hungry people get. And so it's just like being in Mr. Adams' class and he hands you a ruler to measure a block of wood. The block of wood isn't ruler long, it's 7 inches long or whatever the ruler said. You're using the ruler as a tool to measure it, just like we're using the survey as a tool to measure something else. So the manipulated variable in my case is watching a video of tasty food. The responding variable, these are causes and effects. The responding variable is change in hunger. So by watching the video of special tasty foods, that is going to change their hunger. It's going to make them more hungry, I think. But we'll see. So that's my experiment. I can't do the conclusion. I can't do the rest of the observation because I haven't done the experiment yet. When you are done filling out your form, and keep in mind, Scientific Inquiry Organizer, that tells you how to fill out the form. This video is for extra help if you needed to see an example because you were still stuck. Scientific Inquiry Survey Part 1, that tells you how to create your survey. Scientific Inquiry Survey 2, or Part 2, that's going to give you some more advanced things, and it's going to make you organize your survey and change the settings to what they should be. It also helps you save you a little work, because if I'm giving the same survey to two different groups, I'm just changing one thing about it, I can duplicate that survey. So I make one survey, I duplicate it so I have two of them, but they're a copy of it. It's a copy of itself. All I have to do is change one thing, and that is add a video to one of them, and I'm done. I don't have to retype in the entire survey, all the questions and answers again. So hopefully that helps. You should be working on either finishing your organizer if you're not done, or creating your survey today.